Hey y'all, so I'm coming to y'all with a really quick word. Today is Wednesday, July the 16th, I believe. And yeah, I just got a really quick word for y'all. So as you all know, I am selling my house and moving to a new state. And y'all, when I say I have gone through hell trying to sell this house, between the buyers and their contracts and stuff, and now with this other stuff going on, it has been hell. I have learned a lot, but it has been hell. So some recent events, because I want to walk through this with y'all, right? A lot of the time when people have testimonies and stuff like that, they only tell you the after. They don't really tell you what they was going through, while in the midst of it. So that's what I'm here to do today. So you guys know I move, and I'm actually supposed to be moving on the 19th. So this Saturday, I'm supposed to be on the way to where I'm going. It's a 20-hour drive. And I finally applied to the apartment. God had already told me this is the apartment that he wanted me to go to, but I finally just applied to it and I was rejected. Now, initially, because the property manager can still go in and approve it, but I was rejected based off my credit profile. The income part is not a concern. It's the credit profile. But you guys remember, I have not been working since October 18th of last year. So yeah, there's some things that have gone unpaid. I don't have any closed accounts, but yeah, there's some things that have gone unpaid. So I have a lot of late payments or whatever. So right now they're looking for me to have a cosigner. I have to have a cosigner. And I don't think it's you have to have a cosigner or you can't live here, but they really want to exhaust all other options first before approving me. So whatever. So I learned this on this past Sunday, and it definitely threw me for a loop. But as soon as I got frustrated, I said, no, God, you want me here, right? I go back into his presence and I ask him, do you still want me to move? Do you still want me to sell my house? All right, if you still want me to move and you still want me to sell my house, then it's clearly something that you're doing here when it comes to this. And there was a point where I thought maybe I should ask my mom, but God quickly shut that down. Like, yeah, no, that's not what I want you doing. Actually, the conversation with my mom that I had, me and her just happened to be talking about something. I hadn't told her what was going on yet. And she mentioned, sometimes you can't tell everybody what's going on, because when you tell other people and you start trying to move ahead of God and you mess up because you're not doing it God's ways, you're doing it your own way. And essentially me asking my mom to co-sign for me would have been me trying to have her come and save me versus waiting on God to do what he's going to do. So, all right, that's the first thing that upset me. That happened on Sunday, right? On Monday, I was supposed to close on the house yesterday, Tuesday. On Monday, right, like it's in the nighttime, they're telling me that because this is the plan, right? So I close on the 15th, receive the money on the 15th, and have movers come move my stuff out on the 16th or 17th. So I opted to have a 3-day stay in my house. It was for free. They offered either a free local move or a free 3-day stay. So I opted for the 3-day stay because those funds would help me schedule for the movers and help me to, have the time to move all my stuff out. So the night before the closing, she calls and tells me, oh, we have a new buyer and they want you to pay $30 a day and a $250 weekly deposit. No, because it's supposed to be free. So she said, well, the other option that we have is a $10,000 holdback. No, it's not. I don't care what y'all talking about. I had an agent before you and we already discussed this and it's free. So y'all not going to come to me the day before closing and tell me that this is what I got to pay. I got to pay this or I got to pay that when I'm not supposed to pay nothing. And if I was supposed to say something, this should have been discussed early on. And see, this was the issue that I had with the other buyers. Like, when we get in contract, y'all not finna come to me 2 days before closing and tell me, oh, we're going to add these charges. We're going to add these charges. No, I'm not doing it. It don't have nothing to do with being greedy or nothing like that. It's just you ain't even, what I feel like is you trying to back me into a corner and make me feel like I don't have no other choice but to go with what you're saying. And no, I don't. I have a choice. And this is something that God has been having to remind me of. I've talked to y'all about me personally. So I'm not nobody who could be easily bullied. I ain't never been bullied my whole life. Yet I thought this move of God was going to come with ease. And so having to defend myself when it comes to these the realtors and the buyers and all this stuff. Like, it's been a lot. It's been very difficult, and I've been kind of like bound down to it. And God will tell me, girl, get up. Get up. Like, you ain't never acted like a weak person before. Why are you acting like that right now? Stand up and go for what you want to go for. You don't have to go with what these people are saying. If you don't want to close with them, or you don't want to sell your house to them, you don't have to. And see, a lot of this was me trying to give it back to God. Like, you help me decide. You help me decide. But God is telling me, no, you decide. There is no wrong option here. There's no wrong answer. You decide. I need to see what you're going to do. Because ultimately, when you start your business, you're going to be going through contracts and negotiations and stuff like that. So I need to know what you know. I need to see how you're going to handle this stuff. So he really been having me handle this stuff by myself. So go back to the story. You tell me that the night before, like, no, I'm not going for that. So I won't sign. I'm not going to sign. Day before close, I'm telling her I'm not going to sign. Oh, we decided we'll pay for it. Okay, well, send me that in writing. I'm not signing nothing till I see it in writing. Matter of fact, I'm not signing it till I see it tomorrow at the closing table in writing. Because I'm not going to see it here tonight, and then I get to that closing table tomorrow, and it's a completely different thing. No, ma'am, I want to see it tomorrow at closing so that everybody know. Because please know that I'm prepared to walk away from this. So, on the way to closing, I'm emailing her, and we start talking about something, and I asked her to have them send me an itemized list of all the different costs, because I know what the cost is supposed to be. I've done the cost, I've done the math or whatever, so I know what I'm supposed to walk away with. If I'm walking away with anything less than that, I'm not signing, period. Y'all not finna add on all these extra costs. Now all of a sudden there's a $5,000 cost here, a $300 cost here. You're not finna do that to me. Tell me what all the cost is beforehand, or I'm not signing. I get the cost. I see I have 2 pending liens on my house. One of them is for a civil suit for old credit card, no, old loan debt. The other one is for a fraudulent contractor that I did business with. But I'm gonna tell y'all about that. So I'm 10 minutes away from the signing. But I go in and I tell them what's going on. I say I'm not signing. Because at this point, they have to pay these debt first, right? That just took $28,000 away from me. $28,000 that I needed. Because remember, you guys, I'm not working. And God want me to move to this other state. And the money that I get from the house is what's going to help me. $28,000, that's very much needed. Right? That's not no chump change. So I tell them I'm not signing. So I get frustrated. But again, I say, this is God. Like, God, what are you trying to show me? What do you want? What do you want from me? You trying to show me something, because ain't no way all of this stuff going on. Especially if do you still want me to move, bro? Do you want me to keep the house? Do you want me to sell it? Like, you're going to have to tell me what you want me to do. And I had to tell myself, like, don't panic. Don't panic. And God has given me strategy. But before I even go into the strategy that God has given me, I just want to say this. Everything that y'all just heard, if you understand how I'm feeling and you feel, you see, I have every reason right now to be bawling my eyes out and filled with confusion and flustered and aggravated with God and just like, bro, why are you doing all this? I'm doing what you want me to do. Why are you doing it like this? Why is all of this happening? Don't panic. Don't panic. Let me tell you why you don't panic. Either thing that God does, he gotta bless it. So whether he actually moves me to this new place, he gotta bless that. Whether he actually keep me here in Atlanta, he gotta bless it. Either or, because I'm moving out of obedience to him, and I'm moving strictly because I feel this is what God is telling me to do. I didn't decide that I wanted to sell my house and move to another state on my own. I did this strictly to please God. He gotta bless me. He gotta cover me because I'm walking in obedience to him and his word. So 1, don't panic because he gotta cover you. 2, don't panic because when you panic, you're too emotional, your logic go out the window. God can't give you no strategy. God can't give you no game plan. God can't reveal nothing to you because you're too emotional and you too aggravated and you too flustered. Don't panic. When I say, y'all, God has given me so much strategy regarding this deal. And not only that, but God continues to reveal to me, daughter, as you walk into this next phase of your life and you start your own business, you're going to need to fight the way that you are fighting now. You're going to need to read all the fine print in a contract. You're going to need to negotiate. You're going to need to defend yourself against people who think you're just a cute face and very naive and you don't know nothing about business and you don't know nothing about contracts, so they feel that they can get over on you. You're going to need to know this stuff. He's preparing me for my promised land. He's preparing me for the next phase of my life. And yeah, while I would have wished that, things would have been a lot easier and stuff like that, y'all, I'm getting full preparation now. When I told my mama today, I should have went to law school. The way that I'm going up against these people with nothing but wisdom from God and Google and Chat GPT, and I'm finding all type of things that these folks is doing wrong, but because they don't think that I know this stuff, they're expecting me to be naive about it. No. Why? Because I got God covering me and God has given me strategy. God is not letting none of these people get over on me. God will not let nobody get over on you. No matter what you got going on, if you are following God and things just start looking crazy and it's the very path that God has laid out for you, there are all type of giants and snakes and poisonous spiders and sharks and all in the pathway, don't panic, don't run, and don't stop. You keep walking. Psalm 23:4 says, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me, thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. That means believe in God and trust in God and trust in him to cover you no matter where you are going. You are going to walk into scary places. And as a matter of fact, there are many times in scripture where God has given a land to somebody, but he says there is somebody there that you're going to have to fight. There are some giants that you are going to have to take down in your promised land. In the very things that I said are yours, there are some people there. There are some mannerisms there. There are some behaviors there. There are some things that I don't want to be there no more, and I'm counting on you to remove. If you want to live in peace, this is what you're going to have to do. That's why you have to take your faith and make sure you have your faith in God, not on a positive outcome, but have faith that God is going to lead you to the very thing that he wants to lead you to. You have to have faith that God is going to cover you throughout the whole process, and you have to have more faith than you have fear. A lot of time when we come up against those giants, we start getting scared and we stop right there in the middle of the journey. We don't even get to where God wanted us to get to because we done got scared and we done stopped. And so as God is continuing to build me into a businesswoman, into a boss woman, and I'm having to be on these phone calls for hours on end because I'm defending myself and I'm defending my pockets and I'm defending what God has told me is right. God is saying, yeah, daughter, it's aggravating and you don't want to do it, but this is helping you where you're going. This is going to help you negotiate contracts in your next business venture. This is going to make sure you know what to look for. This is going to remind you that everybody don't have the same respect for business and contracts that you do. And it's going to heighten your awareness and your discernment when it comes to dealing with those type of people. So yeah, it's a headache right now. But in 3 years, when you are a successful businesswoman, you are going to thank me that you had to deal with all of this stuff right now. So the word is don't panic. Because there is so much strategy that God wants to rain down on you. But if you are running around like a chicken with your head cut off and you are just emotional and you are just frustrated, God can't tell you nothing because you are more concerned about your emotions and how you feel about this thing than you are concerned about getting into God's presence and ask him, Lord, this is so aggravating, but what are you trying to show me? What are you trying to reveal to me about this? Are you trying to reveal that this is somebody that I shouldn't be doing business with? Are you trying to reveal that that I need to have a different type of disposition when it comes to this? Are you trying to reveal that I'm moving too fast and I'm not leaning on you? What are you trying to reveal to me? Y'all ask that instead of panicking when things don't look the way that you want it to look. Ask God, what are you trying to show me? Because there is strategy in that headache. There is strategy in that mess. Don't panic. Calm down and allow God to reveal these things to you so that you can be fully in alignment with his word. That is the word.